What up, Team DMS? It's the Master Stylist, and now I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be a quick weave, of course. And this quick weave, I'm going to be using a pack of Janet Collection 27 piece, 28 piece in 613. And I'm going to be using iRemy 8-inch in a 613 as well. And then I'm going to add some pieces of color from the scrap box. Y'all know a stylist got a bunch of hair just laying around in the back somewhere. So I do flat iron my wefts before I put them in because it just makes it so much easier when you're installing. So much easier. So I do like to double the tracks with this hair when I'm doing 27 piece, just because the whole process is just tedious and it is time consuming. But most importantly, when using 613, because the wefts on the hair is lighter than the actual track. Well, I'm sorry. The wefts on the hair is lighter than, I guess, the hair part, if that makes sense. So with this hair, you really have to put the tracks in very close together. And when you're cutting, you can't go too low. And trust me, this is from trial and error. You cannot go too low when cutting, because you will be able to see those white tracks in the hair. So once I get to the front by the sideburns, I'm going to put a track down first, and then I'm going to go back and put the rest of the tracks over it just to give that sideburn some length on the side. Right here, I'm just checking to make sure everything is even, the tracks are going in the right direction, and I can keep going. So now that I'm done bunding the sides, I can go ahead and start cutting. Of course, I'm using a Tinkle razor. It is available on Amazon. I will have the link in the description box below. Just look for the part that says my Amazon list. Now, sis, we don't want you to go too deep when cutting these sides. Don't go too deep. Just go very lightly and take layers of hair off at a time. Don't try to go all the way in cutting the hair, because you're gonna mess up. Don't do it. Also, I am using the larger end of the comb. And I really don't use the smaller end until I'm just taking that extra little weight off around the hairline. Now, if I had to rate this Janet 27 piece, I don't know. For some reason, the 613 is just very stringy. It's not my favorite. I actually probably need to find another brand. But this is Sensual's iRemy. This is what I'm using in the top of her hair. And we're going to go right in and start bonding. Now, I am putting a couple of tracks forward first, maybe like 5 or 6. Yeah, about 5 or 6. And that's because when I get to the closure part, the more you put the hair forward, the further back it puts the closure, because I don't want it like dead smack in the top of her head. And now we're just taking those wefts and we're just going all the way around until we close the top, and I'm just going to drop like a few colors in between here and there, and bam. So now we are ready to put on the closure piece. Yes, I do use the closure sometimes. A style like this is pretty easy. And just stick the closure on. Now, if I was doing something where her top will be curled, or it will be like a heavy feathered bang or something like that, then I won't use the closure piece just because of the way that it's made. But for this, it was perfect and it saves time. So now I'm just taking my shears and putting some light layers into her hair so that it's not just like flat, flat. Like I said before, don't use your, good scissors or shears. I'm sorry. Oh God. Don't use your good shears, to cut weave. Just get you some nice, cheap shears, but some that's not, too bad, but they're okay, and use those, because once you start cutting uh, this commercial hair with your good shears, they're gonna dull them and fast. So So now I'm going to go ahead and start flat ironing. I'm using a 1-inch iron. This particular flat iron is by BB. I think I got it at Burlington Coat Factory for like $20. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible either. I don't have a link to that in the description. I will try to find one. I think I found one before, so you guys can check and see if it's there. If you don't see it, then I couldn't find it. So now I'm just going to take the flat iron and press it down and make sure it's flat. And I'm going to take my Sebastian spray and spray it around the sides to make those flat as well. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you again for the next video.